Good day and welcome to another episode of the Busy Brokers PH podcast. Before we start, I'd like to acknowledge our sponsors for today, Signature Series by SM Residences. We'd like to invite you, clients and brokers, to visit them here at Podium or at the Susana Heights Village. My partner Gerald will introduce our guest for today.
Okay, today's episode is extra special because we're joined by someone who brings both legal expertise and real-world insight into a topic that affects every Filipino family, estate planning. He is a respected legal professional with years of experience guiding clients through wills, inheritance, and with many of us know as mana problems. Let us all welcome Attorney Jojo Mejia.
Thanks for inviting me. I hope I'll do justice to your introduction.
Of course.
Bakit ba, Jen? May mana problems ka ba?
Ako,
Yung mga hindi mo alam na kailangan mo bigyan.
hindi. Yun wala. Yung pagkukunin ko meron.
Oh, okay. At least we can touch upon those things.
Yes,
no?
yes. So, yeah. Yeah, pero Attorney Jojo, in your experience, gaano ka-common ang mana problems dito sa Pilipinas?
Well, I think it's safe to say na very common kasi as I tell my law students, sabi ko, estate settlement is a good practice. You know why? Maraming namamatay, araw-araw may namamatay.
That's true.
So,
Yeah.
estate is something that will always be there, no?
That's
So, sa dami ng families na ng estate na sinisettle, very common yung mana problem, as you put it.
Grabe. Pero Attorney Joe, what is the most common or pinaka-shocking case na na-handle mo?
Well, ang iba-iba kasi, no? Like, for example, the mere fact that the heirs will not settle is already a problem.
Alright.
Kasi the common system is, as we know it, extrajudicial settlement. No? When we say extrajudicial, we're referring to a settlement outside of the court processes. No? So the mere fact na merong isang hindi papayag, no, to settle, maski na
Wala
1
na.
square meter lang yung share niya, it will put a proverbial monkey wrench into the whole thing. Why, no? And in fact, some people consciously do that to give
Mag-inis
trouble
lang.
to the others.
Oo.
Kasi as we know it, sad to say, in our legal system, cases take years to settle, no? Kaya talagang the ideal thing to do is to extrajudicially settle, no? Having said that, as I said, no, if there are many heirs, no, and in fact, I always liken this, no, Gerald, alam mo yung aking usual introduction ng Little Prince, no? Merong isang may isang planet doon na ang nakatira napakatamad na tao, no? Hindi niya pinabayaan yung mga baobab na lumaki, hindi niya pinutol yung weeds.
Okay.
To the point na na-cover yung buong
Buong
property, yung buong planet, hindi na niya malinis yung planet. Okay, why am I comparing that with estate settlement? Because if property is transferred from one person to another through generation, it's always difficult to settle it, no? Especially under our system. So, saan mo hahanapin yung mga heirs?
Tama.
All the heirs have to sign, no? So, in our experience, no, kadalasan yung title nandun pa sa lolo, sa great-grandfather. Yun ang paghahanap ng birth certificate. No? Especially the BIR, the red tape ang BIR. No?
Yes.
Ang problema sa BIR, kasi natutuhan natin sa ating taxation classes, no? Taxes should be easy to understand, easy to implement.
Correct.
But ironically, it's the BIR sometimes which is the problem. Why? Because they're making it difficult for the requirements to be complied with. No? But as I said, nandun siguro, sasabihin na, we're just following the law. But that's the whole problem, no? With estate settlement.
Nakahandle ka na ba, sir, ng mga hundreds of heirs?
Yes.
Oh, gosh.
Yes.
Ano pinakamarami mo, sir?
More than 100. Yes, no?
Even just locating them, I think, is very difficult. No?
Yeah. Kaya nga, I've been trying to talk to yung kilala kong congressman. Sabi ko, alam nyo, the whole problem with you is that you always assume that the problem of heirs is the tax payment. Kaya labas kayo ng amnesty. No, a lot of heirs are more than willing to pay.
Yes.
But they cannot locate their
heirs,
cousins, their
correct.
nephews. No? So, ang suggestion ko, sabi ko, why don't you come up with a law that will allow, for example, tayo lang dito, 10 tayong magpipinsan. Tayo lang ang na-identify natin. Pero alam natin, may mga pinsan tayo sa abroad, sa UK, sa US, sa Saudi Arabia.
Okay.
Why don't you allow us to just settle the estate among ourselves with an undertaking that we will hold in trust whatever share that an heir who will resurface be entitled to. No, so that will solve the problem. Kaya nga sa atin, uso yung nagpo-forge ng signature. Kasi people are desperate.
Tama.
Di ba?
Yes.
So, yun ang problema natin sa law natin. So please don't think that it's the tax that's a problem. It's the system
Tama.
that's
Yeah,
the problem.
yeah.
You know? So, yun, I hope that can be addressed sooner than later by our legislature.
So, attorney, what are the top mistakes that Filipinos make when it comes to money?
Actually, marami. But the number one common mistake is the tendency of Filipinos to procrastinate. No?
Okay.
With anything, I
With
suppose.
anything.
Okay. So, nandun yun, namatay si father, hindi inaasikaso kasi, it takes effort to do the extrajudicial settlement. So, lilipas yung ilang taon, biglang merong broker, may bumibili ng property nyo. So, dun sila,
Mag-ayos, kikilos.
No offense meant to brokers, but yung ibang brokers, walang problema yan, sir. Gagawin namin, kaming bahala. So, there's a tendency to, as I said, yung to shortcut, etc. And the common problem is that itong shortcut na ginagawang ito, sometimes lalabas yung problema years from now, no? Okay, but anyway, so that's one problem, no? Yung procrastination. Dapat hinabaan na nga ng batas yung yung 1 year from the date of death to give more time, no? Okay. Number 2, parents have a tendency to second guess for their children, no? Alam mo, may paborito akong author, I don't know if you've heard of him. His name is Khalil Gibran.
Okay.
He wrote the book The Prophet, no? Meron siyang essay of children, no? Sabi niya sa mga parents, sabi niya, your children are not your children. They came through you but not from you. Sabi niya, what does he mean? Do not dictate their future. Okay. So merong magulang, no? And this is an actual experience, no? Ginawa niya, yung estate niya, pinaayos siya sa akin. So yung kanyang mga roster of apartments in Makati, yung kanyang mga lupa sa Mother Ignacia, nagpatayo siya nagpa-survey siya, kinlear niya yung isang property niya sa Mother Ignacia, no? Ang plano niya, 2 daughter niya. Magpapatayo ng 2 bahay para sa 2 daughter niya and their family, silang mag-asawa at sa likod sila ng bahay.
Okay.
And it's a vast amount of estate. After I did that, no, hindi pala alam ng mga anak nila, yung mga anak nila decided to migrate.
Okay.
Decided to migrate.
Okay.
Sabi ko, binibiro ko sa akin yung ipong anak.
Okay.
So do not second guess. In estate planning, you have to involve your children.
Tama.
Correct.
Anak, ano bang plano mo sa buhay? Ano bang ganito? Kung hindi, ibenta natin to, baunin mo sa US.
Tama.
Whatever. No, but and you can imagine the kind of problem that was created. No, hindi natin ma-reverse, no. That's one. Pangalawang problema is, anak, 10 kayo, no? Para hindi magulo, no, ilipat natin sa 2 muna sa 2 pangalan yung property. Nakikinig kayo lahat mga anak, ha? Ito sa kuya nyo, saka sa ate nyo, ipangalan natin. Pero ito, para lang madali, para hindi masyadong maraming pangalan. Okay? Fast forward, nag-asawa yung 2 anak, namatay yung magulang. Hindi naman, they were not privy to that talk. So, sinong magulo? In-laws. Wait ka.
The in-laws, yes.
Bakit?
Usually
Bakit ka papayag na isoli mo yan sa wala namang kayong document na etc. No? So that's another common problem. No? So what I'm saying is, you have to involve your children in estate planning, or the heirs in estate planning. There should always be a document that somehow will prove that was the plan.
Okay.
Tapos ang pa is, pag sinabi mo kasi, in trust lang yan, there should always be a document that should prove. Para at least yung mga, sabi ko nga, yung mga in-laws who came into the family, no, will also have a basis in respecting the will. It doesn't have to be the real, honest to goodness will, no? Sabi ko nga, ang will.
Sulat lang.
Sulat lang, ang will, di ba? Sabi nga natin, has a legal and moral purpose. the legal purpose is you go to court and ito yung partition namin. The moral purpose is you don't have to go to court. Diba? Mga kapatid, ito yung gusto ng parents natin. Huwag na tayong pupunta sa court, ha? Paghati-hatian na lang natin the way that our parents wanted it. So yun yung naiisip kong common problems that arise in the settlement of estate.
So ano advice mo, attorney? In absence of a will or kasulatan, anong dapat
No, ako in
na?
fact, as a rule, I discourage a will.
Okay.
As a rule,
Okay.
no?
Okay.
Kasi why? Kasi kung simple lang ang estate, no, you will be spending a lot for a will. Why? Kung meron lang 3 properties, ilalagay ko sa will. Before you can use the will as a basis to transfer the properties, you have to go to court
Okay.
for probate.
Okay.
You have to hire a lawyer.
Tama.
Okay, you have to pay a filing fee. So yung 12 million, minsan nasa 200,000 pesos yung filing fee.
Oh.
Diba? Wala pa yung bayad ng lawyer.
Yeah.
Wala pa yung appearance fee. And the worst case is, this takes years to settle. No? So yun yung dahilan kung bakit as a rule, I discourage a will. But I'm not saying that a will is not useful. No? A will is useful especially if the estate is quite big and you want to give to strangers. Those
Okay.
who are not
Part of the
compulsory
family.
heirs.
Okay.
No?
Okay.
Kasi you want to give to your jardinero.
Oo.
You want to give, nung namatay ka, wala kang will, you know, they will not honor that. In fact, there are children without compunction, they will declare their father as insane when he was doing the will, just because so that the will be invalidated. No?
Tama.
So those are my thoughts with respect to the drafting of a will. And another thing, if I may, kasi one common, should we say, mistake in the computation of the estate tax, yun na yung pumapasok na yung namatay si X. Kung hindi mo alam yung nature ng kanilang ownership, lahat may isasama mo sa estate. Lahat matatax. Diba? So it's very, very important for the estate to know, or for the one fixing the estate to know, ano ba yung properties na isasubject mo lang sa estate tax.
Okay.
Kasi kung halimbawa 100 million yung property, in-assume mo, namatay si ganito, isasama mo lahat sa gross estate, masasubject lahat sa tax.
Okay.
You have to separate
yung
the properties that are exclusive or paraphernalia to the other spouse.
Tama.
No? Because in doing that, you shall have taken out half of that from the estate tax. No? And that is where it's very important to know yung tinatawag nating property relations between spouses. No?
Yes.
Ako, the best way I do that is to come up with with my guests, no?
Uy.
Ano pangalan to?
Si Ken.
Si Ken.
Si Ken.
Tsaka si
Barbie.
no? Si Ken at si Barbie. So si Ken, okay, there are basically 3 property relationships of spouses.
Okay.
Yung tinatawag nating system of absolute community, number 1. Yung tinatawag nating conjugal partnership of gains, at saka yung complete separation of property. No? Under the old civil code, no, if you get married without any agreement as to your property relations, the presumption is that you are under the so-called conjugal partnership of gains.
Okay.
Which means kung hindi kayo nag-agree on anything under the old law, no, only those properties that were brought into the marriage, only those properties which were earned during the marriage are conjugal. No, linawin natin.
Prior hindi.
Yung prior hindi. Sa conjugal
single.
partnership of gains. Linawin natin muna yung konsepto ng conjugal. No? Pag sinabi natin conjugal, the property is conjugal, it is deemed to be co-owned by the spouses. No? It's not the ordinary concept of co-ownership under the law. It's not like, bili tayong cellphone, tig 500 pesos tayo, hati. No. But it has a concept of co-ownership in that whatever is conjugal, hati sila regardless of who earned it. No? Okay. So, they changed the law.
Okay.
Under the new law, no, in the absence of any agreement or a prenuptial agreement, all properties that are earned before the marriage and during the marriage are all deemed to be conjugal. No?
Okay.
So for example, nung halimbawa, anong tawag dito, nung halimbawa binata pa si Ken at hindi pa sila nag-aasawa, no? Nakabili siya ng meron na siyang properties. Teka, hinahanap ko yung aking mga... Okay. So, meron na siyang sailboat.
may sailboat
Diba?
siya.
Meron siyang si Barbie, meron siya sarili niyang kotse.
Okay.
Okay, meron ding sariling kotse property si Ken, no? Meron siyang truck, etc. Merong another car. No? Okay. Under the system of absolute community, no? If they get married, no? All these properties are exclusive. Conjugal.
Conjugal.
Or conjugal, okay? And then, they get married, they are able to build their own house, no? Okay? They are able to accumulate more properties, no? Like, kung ano, mayaman sila, nakabili sila ng aeroplano. Diba? Parang hindi ko din babanggitin pa nga, no? Et cetera, no? So, okay. Tapos, meron silang mga may piano. Okay. Tapos, hindi lang yun, no? They brought in cash, no? They brought in cash into the marriage. Okay. Under the system of absolute community, no? If they get married, all of this become conjugal.
Okay.
Okay. Which means that if one of them dies, no? Only half will be subjected to estate tax.
Okay,
Ngayon,
understand.
let's assume that it was only Ken who was property.
Okay.
Wala, no? Si Barbie only brought her charm into the marriage without any property.
Okay.
No? And then it was Ken who actually earned all these properties. Under the system of absolute community, these are all conjugal.
Okay.
If Ken passes away, Barbie owns half of this estate in her own right.
Okay.
In her own right. Which means that half of this, no, under a system of absolute community, lahat ng ito will form part of the gross estate pero ibabawas yung conjugal share ni Barbie. So kung ang amount nito is 100 million pesos, 50 million will be taken out, yung 50 million lang ang isasubject
sa tax. Okay.
Okay? Now, if for example, for any reason, during the marriage, okay, ang tatay ni Barbie, sabi niya, Barbie, bibigyan kita ng isang boat. No? Idodonate ko sa yan. Hindi yan conjugal. Because properties earned by either spouse, by virtue of what we call gratuitous title, are deemed to be exclusive.
Okay.
Linawin natin yung terms, no? Kasi bisa nalilito yung mga tao. Pag sinabi natin, ang under the law, ang tawag sa exclusive property ng husband is husband's capital. Ang tawag sa babae, wife's paraphernal.
Okay.
But the generic term is exclusive. Okay? Now, if before they got married, no, this truck was donated to Ken, this will still form part
Of the
conjugal properties.
Okay.
Absolute yan.
Before kasi.
Kasi before.
Before.
Anything that's earned during... Kaya nga sometimes, ang common problem, you were asking of common problems, merong nanay. And this happened recently. Gusto niyang mag-donate sa anak niya, hindi niya kursunado yung kanyang daughter-in-law. Attorney, ano bang pwede kong gawin para hindi ito conjugal? Diba? Donate mo.
Donate, yes.
Then subject to collation, etc. It's another matter altogether, no? Now, you can agree on another property relationship, but you have to put it into writing. Public document notarized before the marriage. So, diyan na pumapasok yung conjugal partnership of gains.
Okay.
If you agree on a conjugal partnership of gains, only those which are earned during the marriage are deemed to be conjugal.
Okay.
Kaya kung halimbawa, under a conjugal partnership of gains, namatay si Ken, no? Itong lahat conjugal properties ang isasama mo sa gross estate, no? Kung halimbawa ito yung conjugal, ito huwag mong isasama kasi exclusive.
Ni Barbie. Tama.
Diba? Tama. Kaya nga sinasabi ko, jokingly, I tell my students, what is the best way to get rich? The best way to get rich is marry someone who is rich and make sure you're under the system of absolute community. Diba? Okay. So, anyway, just to be dramatic about it. But under the third one is the complete separation of property. No? So, here is a guy who means very well, sir, I want to marry your daughter, but I don't want to have anything to do with your wealth.
Okay.
Yeah, no, so I will volunteer that we enter into a complete separation of
Okay,
property,
okay.
no? So, walang conjugal.
Okay.
That sounds noble.
Oo.
Pero pag namatay siya, teka, pagmana ka pa rin.
Oh,
Siyempre.
Oo nga.
Kasi,
no?
kasi kalahati niyan, sa'yo in your own right under a pag-conjugal. Pero kung wala kang conjugal share at namatay siya, may mana ka pa rin as an heir.
As an heir.
Oh,
Tama.
so these are the dynamics
Tama.
of property
Oo.
ownership.
Yeah. So kung in terms of, let's say, nag-divorce lang, dala niya yung mga yun. Tama ba yun?
Kasi
Tama ba?
divorce kasi
Wala, hindi ano sa atin
diba,
eh, no?
sabihin natin annulment.
Oo.
No, kasi wala tayong
Ano tayo,
divorce.
yeah.
No? Depende kasi kasi meron din tinatawag na legal separation. Yung pag legal separation, yung property, dinidivide na. Yeah, the court will guide you kung paano you divide. For example, merong most of these properties came from the husband, etc. It's really a matter of inventorying the property.
So thank you for gracing us in our podcast today, Attorney Joshua. Would you like to share your contact information if you'd like people
Yeah,
to...
well, my mobile number is 0918-902-9476. I have not changed number from the time that cell phone was invented. So, hindi ako mapalit-palit ng ano. Then, my email address is giorgiovmejia, lowercase, @yahoo.com.
Alright,
So, if there's anything that I can advise to be of help, feel free to get in touch with me.
We'd like to thank our sponsor again, the Signature Series by SM Residences. And please don't forget to follow our channels, YouTube, Spotify, Facebook, and Instagram. So on behalf of me and Jarrell, thank you for joining us at today's episode. See you in the next. Bye-bye.